Hi everyone, and for those who don't know me, my name is Eduardo. I am a fine art restorer and a conservator. Today's restoration is a portrait I worked on when I first started this channel. However, recently I discovered new informations about this painting, so I decided to make one video with the complete process of restoration of this portrait. At the end of the video, I will also share with you some exciting news because this painting has been now resold at auction, starting a new journey in its life. So now let's jump into the restoration and I hope you enjoy the video. Before beginning the restoration, it is essential to thoroughly document and assess the condition of this painting. And its condition is very poor. It's too bad. The canvas is covered with holes of various size, some large and others smaller, but there are many. Additionally, there is a significant tear that affects a large area of the artwork. The portrait is extremely dirty, covered by a heavy layer of grime, sitting on top of discolored varnish, and this painting was executed using the technique oil on canvas and depicts a military figure. Later in this video, I will provide more details about the subject of the portrait as well as the artist who created it. The back of the painting also shows it is in a very poor condition. There have been several attempts to repair the canvas by covering the existing holes, but these attempts were made using very unconventional materials, such as plastic tape and outdated other adhesives. It is clear that there was an effort to preserve this painting, but the person likely didn't know the proper techniques. Because of this painting is in an urgent need of a professional restoration. My process of restoring this painting begins with disassembling it. Initially, I have to remove it from its frame. In this case, nails were used to secure the painting to the frame. While there are much better systems available today, this method was common in the past. Once I remove it from the frame, the next step is to free the painting from its stretcher frame. This involves carefully removing the old rusted nails and ensuring that all of them are completely taken out to avoid any risk of damaging the painting. When the stretcher frame is removed, years and years of accumulated dirt are revealed. Naturally, this dirt must also be cleaned as part of the restoration process. To remove the old adhesives, I first apply a solvent to soften and reactivate the old glue. Given to the age of the glue, it has likely already weakened, but it's better not to take any risk. The solvent ensures the adhesives comes off much more easily. Once I've removed all the plastic adhesives, I clean the back of the canvas with the same solvent and carefully scrape off any remaining glue residue. This ensures that the back of the canvas is as clean as possible, providing a solid foundation for the next steps in the restoration process.
This painting is covered with a heavy layer of grime, consisting of years of accumulated smoke, grease, fireplace soot, and nicotine. The thickness of the grime on this painting is truly remarkable. To tackle this, I'm using a specially formulated soap solution that is highly effective at removing the dirt. This initial cleaning process is crucial because it allows me to access the varnish layer much more easily. To remove the varnish, I apply a carefully tested mixture of different solvents. Prior to this step, I conducted tests to determine which solvent composition would be the most effective for this specific case. Because every painting is different and very rarely I can apply the same solvent mixture to clean another different painting. So always I have to make adjustments to the solvent solution. The solvent is applied with a cotton swab, which I gently roll over the surface of the painting in circular mechanical movements. This method ensures precise control while gradually lifting the varnish without damaging the underlying paint. When I have the painting cleaned and the old discolored varnish removed, the next step is to address the various holes present on the canvas. The technique I will apply here is called incrustation, and basically I take a piece of canvas with a similar weight to that of the original painting, and I carefully trace the exact shape of the wall I am going to repair with a pencil. I cut this patch slightly oversized, leaving a very small extra margin, so it can fit snugly under a slight pressure around the edges of the wall, ensuring it is securely embedded. The new piece of canvas is then temporarily held in place using a small amount of acid-free tape, which is suitable for restoration purposes. The new pieces of canvas placed over the holes are then secured in place with a small piece of Japanese paper, which I glued to the back of the canvas using a reversible adhesive. Tears on the original canvas are also unified and brought together using the bridging technique, and for this I use a canvas thread that I cut into small pieces. These small thread pieces are then glued to the canvas with a reversible adhesive. This painting had several holes and tears that were repaired, and to provide a better structural support, it needs to be relined. I begin by preparing the new canvas, initially making reference marks to ensure proper alignment of the painting and to identify where I need to apply the adhesive. I stretch the new canvas onto the working stretcher and apply a thermal adhesive, which I first apply to both the new canvas and the back of the painting. Initially, I use a small amount of heat to secure the corners, ensuring the original painting stays in place. Then, from the back, I apply heat and pressure evenly across the surface. This process bonds the new canvas to the back of the painting, resulting in a stable structure that allows me to proceed with the next steps in the restoration process. Once the painting is relined and its structural stability is ensured, I can begin restoring the paint layer. The paint applied to this artwork is very flat, with no impasto. However, due to the extensive repairs that were necessary beforehand, it is essential to level the surface of the painting. I apply the necessary putty to all the holes and tears. The owner of the painting was intrigued by the signature and conducted a research. Initially, we speculated a connection with a battle from around the date of the signature. However, upon realizing that battle in French is spelled with only one T, he concluded the signature likely belonged to a French artist, Eugène Bataille. Eugène Bataille, born in 1817, was a French painter born in Granville. A student of Léon Cogigny, Bataille specialized in historical and religious themes and painted several military portraits. Bataille ceased producing art around 1875 and later served as a deputy curator at the museum. He also co-founded the Société des Amis des Arts, where he played a pivotal role in organizing exhibitions and events. Eugène Bataille passed away on March 26 of 1882 in Versailles at the age of 65. And once it is dry, I start removing the excess. To do this, I initially use the tips of my fingers, which allows me to feel the level of the putty in relation to the original paint surface. This method helps me to achieve a perfectly even surface, ensuring that when we view the painting, the eye does not detect any differences in the surface level of the paint. And once I am certain that the surface is properly leveled, I use a cotton swab and some demineralized water to remove any excess putty and residues from the surface. It is now time to restretch the painting, and I will be using its original stretcher to maintain the authenticity of the artwork. The first step is to carefully remove the old and unnecessary nails from the edges of the stretcher. These nails, which may have been added during previous repairs or to temporarily secure the painting, must be removed to avoid causing damage or interference during the restretching process. Once the nails are taken out, I proceed to remove the keys and give the wood of the stretcher a thorough cleaning, ensuring it is in optimal conditions to support the painting again. When the stretcher is fully prepared, I carefully align the painting and adjust it for a perfect fit before securing it in place with new nails. These nails are placed strategically to provide even tension across the canvas, ensuring the painting remains stable over time. To prevent future accidents or misplacement of the keys, such as them falling or getting trapped between the canvas and the stretcher, I secure them with a nylon thread. This precaution helps preserve the structural integrity of the painting and ensures that the stretcher functions properly for years to come. At this stage, I apply the first layer of reversible varnish to the surface of the painting. This layer of synthetic varnish serves multi-purposes. It provides a protective barrier that separates any future retouching work from the original paint layer, preserving the integrity of the artwork, Additionally, the varnish enhances the color saturation, revitalizing the painting's appearance and allowing me to match colors more accurately during the retouching process. This crucial step ensures that the restoration work is both precise and respectful to the original artistic intent, setting the foundation for the final stages of the restoration. Now I begin the careful process of retouching. Normally I use a palette already filled with pre-mixed colors from previous projects, a collection of tones ready to be applied to the new work. But today is different. I'm starting with a fresh white palette, a clean slate that invites me to focus on blending and balancing from the ground up. Retouching is a methodical and deliberate process, requiring both precision and attention to detail. The paints I use are unique because they contain no oil, which makes them reversible. This allows for changes to be made without compromising the original artwork. But it also means they need to be mixed with varnish to help them to shine. This isn't a process that can be rushed. Each step requires time and care as I work to restore and renew the piece while maintaining its original essence. With every stroke, I bridge the gap between what the artwork once was and what it's becoming. It's a thoughtful and rewarding journey, and I'm ready to see where it leads. The retouching is now complete and it's time to apply the final varnish. This varnish, made from a synthetic resin, will provide the finishing touch to the painting, enhancing its colors and bringing out its full beauty. The owner of this artwork has decided to put it up for auction, and after being displayed at the auction house, it was successfully sold. Now, restored to its former glory, this painting begins a new chapter in its journey, ready to be admired for many years to come. When this piece first arrived at the studio, it was in an extremely poor condition. Yet, through various meticulous restoration treatments, it has regained its splendor, doing justice, once again, to the vision of its original creator. Seeing its transformation has been a truly rewarding experience. It was great to have your company. Thank you for joining me throughout this process and for your patience as I brought this artwork back to life. I hope to see you in the next video where I will dive into another restoration story. Until then, take care and enjoy the art around you. Bye.